Namaskaram, Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, 36th sloka. Bhagavan taught Arjuna Atmanyanam, then Swadharma. Now in this sloka, Bhagavan is asking Arjuna to get ready to fight. So he is telling him, if you don't fight, if you move away from battlefield, your enemies will humiliate you. They will speak unkind words to you. They will defame you and they will vilify you, and that will disparage your might. That will be more painful than anything else. So you don't give way for all that. You get up and get ready for war. So Krishna wanted Arjuna to do his duty, and he is telling the purpose of duty also. So in the next sloka he says, slain on the battlefield and go to Swarga, or gain victory and rule your kingdom. So this is the situation. Even if you lose the war, you will have the consequence of going to Swarga, celestial abode. If you win, you will become a king and you will be actually helping your people. You will lead everyone in a dharmic way. So you are helping them. So nothing will affect you. If you lose, you will be going to celestial abode. If you win, you will become the king. So get ready and arise with determination. So he is asking him to get ready with a determined mind. So he is addressing him, son of Kundi, Partha, get up, get ready and be prepared to fight and face both, whether winning or losing, and that will not affect you. And he also giving the advice on how to face the consequences. So the outcome of anything, outcome is favorable to action. That is, when you do any action, that the outcome you get from that will be favorable, more favorable than to inaction. So do the karma, don't stop doing your karma. So outcome to favorable action to inaction. So that whatever you do, that will be favorable to action than to inaction. This is the fundamental fact. So he is asking him to get ready. Don't ponder over not to fight. Why that kind of situation arises? When you are in fear. That happens to us also. When you meet a new person, or when you go for interview, or when you go for a contest, or when you are in a new surrounding, you show some hesitation to meet that. That is because of a fear in us. Because we will have doubt whether we will be successful in meeting the new environment, whether we will be successful in coping up with that new project, whether we will be successful in that contest. So what happens? You have the fear. That fear is not allowing you to come out. So there is hesitation. Krishna does not want that hesitation. And when you do actions according to your Swadharma, there will not be any fear. Because you are doing your duty as per your natural qualities. So that will not be a failure at all. You will do. If I am a doctor, I will do as per what I know how to perform my duty. And if I am a teacher, I know how to perform my duty, because that is very natural to my profession. And very natural. I have taken that profession because that is very natural for my attributes. So this is how Swadharma goes with the profession. Swadharma a profession and our natural qualities, they go together. So when you do your actions according to Swadharma, it will turn to be good only. So Krishna is giving that confidence. And again he is saying that duty is preferable to action. So don't be in the state of inaction, and don't hesitate. Get up. Don't delay, he says. Inaction and delay in doing. Procrastination. And Krishna does not want these two. So he is insisting on that. And outcome is accordance with our duty is favorable. So don't worry about that. The soldiers in the army, what do they do when the enemies enter our border? They fight. That is their Swadharma. There they cannot show mercy because the other person has come from a neighboring country to destroy our country. So here this soldier has to kill him, has to fight against him. So that is his Swadharma. So that will not be considered as sin. He is doing for the country, he is doing for all the people, he is protecting, he is saving all the people. That is the dharma of his dharma. So that is the dharma of his duty. So he has to do that. So that is not considered as sin. So Krishna is giving this teaching to Arjuna to make him firm in taking up fighting. So he continues in the next sloka also. In the next sloka he explains the signs of work. That is, he is saying that if you do your duty as per your Swadharma, that you will not incur sin. So your duty, you are a Kshatriyan, your duty is to save the people, to protect your country and protect Dharma. So even if you kill them, that will not be considered as sin. He has already told them, I told him, you are killing only the body, you are destroying only the body, not the Atma. So he is repeating that, and he is telling how to perform your duty. You are hesitating now, and there is a delay in doing your duty. So he is giving one more advice, that is, do your duty without getting attached to your duty. Don't expect the fruits of the actions we do, and not to get attached to the actions, and don't have the feeling that I am the doer. So now he is insisting on don't get attached to the consequence, the result, because Arjuna is talking about the result now. So when you think of result, naturally you get into that negative feeling, whether I will do, whether I can do that. So you get that sort of discouragement, you are discouraging yourself. So Krishna says you have confidence and don't get attached to the fruits of action. And when we do anything with selfish motives, we make karmas, that is, we create karmas, and that karma will have its reaction. So this is how we have good karmas and bad karmas, good actions and bad actions. So when we do any action with selfish motives, this happens. Here the soldier is doing for the sake of the country, for dharma is doing. So there is no selfish motive. So you will not do any bad karma. So Arjuna is asked to do the war. That is a good karma, is saving the people. So don't get attached to the fruits of action. And when you do good actions, good deeds, you reach celestial abodes. When you do bad, you go to the nether, Narakam. And when you do both good and bad, you come back to the earth again. You get some form on the earth. So this is now get detached from the fruits of action. How can you get into that kind of mental condition? How do you prepare yourself to get into that? you should treat everything equally. Equanimity. For example, when you have any happy news, remain calm. When you have got some sad news, remain calm. So that is what equanimity. You are treating both equally. Both opposites are accepted equally by you. So victory or defeat, pleasure, pain, joy, sorrow. So all have to be accepted equally by us. Then there will not be any disappointment, there will not be any frustration, and if you don't get the victory, you will not lose your mind, that is, you will not lose your confidence. So this is what Lord Krishna says. So treat everything equally. So this chapter actually deals with 4 kinds of topics. Like first, Arjuna's conversation. Logic. He feels it is logic and reasoning, but it is not so. Then Lord Krishna corrects him how to be logic and how to have reasoning power. Then third one, Lord Krishna gives practical guidance for how to speak with logic and reasoning power. Then fourth one, the attributes of individuals when they follow the teachings. So this topic covers all the 3. Now we are in the second, that is Krishna correcting Arjuna to be logic and reasoning in his statements. How to be logic and reason out. Analytical knowledge of soul. So how to analyze the subject. That is, here the subject is Atmanyanam and Swadharma, and how to perform the duty, all this. So in this chapter, you come across all this. So we will have that determined mind and we will be convinced with what we do and whether it is right or wrong. Even if it is wrong, we should know it is wrong. Only then we will correct ourselves. Here Arjuna is corrected by Lord Krishna. So why all this happening? That is because of the attachment. So in the next sloka, he says how to remain or how to remain equanimity. That is, you should be like the water on the lotus leaves. If you look at lotus leaf, you find water drops. They just stay. So we should be like that. So don't get attached to anything. And this Sankhya Yoga, that yoga means discipline or technique. So the technique is taught by Lord Krishna to lead life and how to perform our karma. So he says, when you are attached to anything, you are not able to understand the philosophy of life, the truth of soul. So the mind always gets attached to the things. For example, if a drunkard, you would have stopped drinking for some time, but once he sees that the mind thinks of that, suppose he is seeing a picture of bottle, then the mind starts thinking. So the thought behind that product, behind that thing is making him get attached to that. So again he likes to consume it. So this is what happens to us. So only the thought disturbs us. That is what Lord Krishna says, remove that thought. It is not the thing, object. It is thought behind the object. So we have got intellect. So we are all different from animals. And we have taken the human form. There are 8.4 million species on the earth, and we take different forms. And this human form we have taken, and we should make the best use of it, because we have got intellect. We can with the intellect we can attain the next elevated position knowledge-wise. For that, we should apply that intellect. In this way, we are different from animals. So we should make use of this. How do we do that? By realizing God. So by going in a spiritual way, only doing spiritual activities, you will have that God realization. So when there is God realization, you do good karmas. So you are reaching the next elevated position. So you know what is right and what is wrong. So Lord Krishna is making us climb the steps one by one. So gradually he is taking us. So he has taught to Arjuna, but through Bhagavad Gita he is teaching us too. So we know how to reach that elevated position by crossing step by step. So God realization is very important. Why we don't want material? Because we leave materials after death. We don't carry anything. Everything is dropped here. Our body is dropped here. Materials are dropped here. And only the soul travels. And soul looks for spiritual advancement so that the next birth will be better or there will not be birth. So again, it depends on our karma. So the intellect should be used properly here. If you use intellect, and there will not be any negative result, and there will not be negative thinking, there will not be any negative action, because we are applying the knowledge, that intellect, in karma. If we do that, we follow the teachings of, only then we are driven to follow the teachings of scriptures and Bhagavad Gita. So what is the result? Why should we follow that? We will be out of fear. So this kind, if we use buddhi, if you use intellect, because you have got mind, body and intellect given by God. So here the God tells us how to use that intellect. So the intellect has to be used with devotion. Then you will understand this. So Arjuna is now given that sort of training. He is giving that practical guidance now. So from next sloka he will be saying that how to apply the knowledge. I have given you knowledge about Atma Jnanam already. Now you apply this in your action. Then you become Karma Yogi. So do it as a duty and don't expect the result. This is a duty assigned by God. You take it that way. And you don't move away from the battlefield without performing your duty. Because no one, we all should do our karma, all should do our duty. We can't be just whiling away from duty. So this is the lesson for our everyday life, because everyone has got duty. So we can't say, no, I am stopping my duty because I am not interested. No, we are committed. So we all have roles in our family and in society. So we have to perform it. How to perform it? Bhagavad Gita tells us. And then to understand this better, Alvar, Tirumazhi Alvar, one of the Alvars, he explains through one of the Pasurams, Nilai mannum en nெஞ்சம் அந்நான்கு தேவர் தலைமன்னர் தாமே மாற்றாக பலமன்னர் போர் மாள செங்கதிரோன் மாய புழில் மறைய தேராழியால் மறைத்தாரால். So he is explaining this because Alvars, they were born after the avatarams of God. So here he is talking about the Krishna avatara. So he says in Bharata Por, in Bharata war, Kurukshetra war, Sriman Narayana appeared as Sri Krishna and he was heading all the kings, and he was considered as an enemy for Kauravas. The Kauravas considered him as enemy. But he didn't mind all that. He didn't mind that he would be named as enemy by these people. He didn't, because his objective was, the purpose of his avatar was to bring up dharma, to remove adharma. So that is why he have come to the earth. So he is leading there. So he is commanding the Arjuna, do this. This is good for bringing up, upholding righteousness. So he is there in the battlefield, guiding Arjuna and getting the bad name, that is as enemy from the other party of the war. But he didn't mind that, and he took this avataram to establish dharma. So here Alvar is glorifying the divine qualities of Lord Krishna. He didn't mind. No, the others were tarnishing his name, but he didn't mind that. He wanted to establish dharma.